Hey friends, Patrick here on a Friday evening. It is June 12th, and something I wanted to talk about a bunch of times and I just haven't, and here we are. It's about the days in the market, or how fast the market is moving. Last month is the 5th anniversary of a new stat in Niagara that doesn't get used nearly enough, and it is CDOM. So this is a bit of a nerd session, but I'm going to be very quick, and it actually will relate to the market in general for everybody. And basically, days on the market, DOM, is what gets put out there. So DOM might be 44 days, 38 days, whatever. And that's the average number of days it takes for a house to sell in a current time frame, particular time frame. So maybe it's for the month, it's 42 days in the market. But that's DOM. That's not factoring in if that house, let's say a house sells in 15 days, but before that it was canceled and relisted after having been on the market for 80 days. And before that it was on for 60 days. The CDOM, cumulative days in the market, would take 60, 80, and 15, which equals 155 days in the market. So that's a heck of a lot different than 15 days, right? And so it's a really good indicator of where the market's at in terms of overall activity and health, and how fast things are moving. So when you look back, remember back in 2016, 2017 markets, when your agent would call you and you go see a house and you'd be so excited and there was 32 cars down the road and line up to get in the door? Back when this stat first came out in spring, May-ish of 2016, the CDOM and the DOM, cumulative days in the market, were almost identical, because nobody was relisting, canceling and relisting. Nobody was doing conditions, but nobody was canceling and relisting. So those numbers were very tight. So this graph right here shows you the last 5 years monthly for St. Catharines, just to give you an example. Again, the one line is CDOM and the other line is DOM. I can't remember which colors are which. But again, you'll see as that changed and the financing rules changed and the market just obviously changed as well, you'll see they pulled apart to where they were 14, 18, 20 days difference. So you might have days in the market where they might say 33 as far as the days in the market and how quickly it takes to sell a house, but the true cumulative CDOM days is actually 51 or something like that. And so that's a big difference, right? 2 weeks on the market is an eternity sometimes when you're trying to sell a home, but that really is the true number. And then this graph here shows you just going back to January 2019 for St. Catharines, and you'll see where it's apart, and it follows almost like it's on rails. And then oddly enough, this March and April, where it tightened back up, and part of that again was there was no unnecessary selling or buying happening over that time period. Everything really tightened up. If you were selling, you had to sell. If you were buying, you had to buy. And so there was no recreational real estate happening. And so we'll see that pull apart now, where I think you'll see the CDOM, the true days in the market, will go back to being 15, 20, 25 days above what the days in the market is. So with that stat being 5 years old, I thought maybe it's time we start talking about it. If you have any questions on it, or anything, any theories or thoughts on it, by all means reach out. We're going to link to a blog down below that we wrote on it, where you're going to see all the different, you'll see Niagara Region, and then all the different municipalities and the difference in days in the market and cumulative days in the market. And you'll see how each market, like for example, St. Catharines has been very active the last little while. So you'll see year to date St. Catharines, the difference is only 11 days. And then you'll see other cities where the difference between DOM and CDOM might be 60, 70, 80, 90 days. So that's significant, right? 3 months difference in the real data. So there you have it. TGIF, hopefully you're well, and otherwise that is the end of that. Any questions, I'll reach out anytime. Check out the blog, and take care. Okay, thank you.